I'm the trust ball, baby. Your trust balls outside, baby. You're good.
All right, y'all, before we get started with the tires, there will be a quick announcement. If you see these beautiful handbags were beautifully made by your one and only Sabrina. If interested, you can Venmo her and also these will go to Asian-owned business, a company called Rebellia, based out of Philadelphia. So you're also supporting a small Asian women organization and And without further ado, we have Francis and Lorenzo taking us through Tayo. Yay!
Magandang umaga sa lahat. My name is Francis Maher. My pronouns are she, her, hers.
And my name is Lorenzo Garcia. My pronouns are he, him. We're both Tayo Fellows this summer, 2 out of the 9 of us, and we're going to be presenting Tayo, the past, present, and future, as well as giving an overview of the program.
The story of Tayo is about how a group of Filipino American young leaders came together to help Filipino Americans navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide. Next, I'll be discussing our mission. So here at Tayo, we during the pandemic, FYLPRO created the platform Tayo, which is a Tagalog word for us. And our mission is to offer a space for vital, trustworthy, and culturally relevant information and services to help Filipinos navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide.
Yeah, so we've started as an online help desk only, but we've expanded to many other offerings, from a call center hotline to webinars, focus groups, PSAs, and finally, an array of different modes of research. And so we have community-driven research here and also a public data hub. And the cool thing about these two things is that they complement each other, right? We have community-driven research, which is a very bottom-up and inductive approach. And we have our public data hub, which we've just recently phased in. It's our newest offering. So I put a little sun next to it. It's a top-down deductive approach. And I feel like both are very vital to the understanding of the fuller picture, which oftentimes in the Philippine media, especially as of late, it's been very obscured. So that's why we have this program to kind of help the situation over there.
Next, I'll be covering the major successes of Tayo. So first of all, we have many accomplishments to be grateful for since Tayo started in October of 2020. First, our platform has achieved global reach. We have over 16,000 unique engagements since Tayo started in October of 2020. Second, our work with communities nationwide has led to Tayo being seen as a trusted and valuable source of information. And since Tayo was started, we've partnered with local Filipino organizations and also programs, and we've been seen as a credible voice in the health field. We've also expanded to other engagement initiatives. We have culturally tailored webinars. We have in-person COVID-19 clinics. We have a viral dance video, and we have a 30-second public service announcement that we've aired on Filipino media and of course across several social media platforms. And in terms of funding, we've earned over 130,000 of funding over the past 2 years. Most recently, us Tayo Fellows are working on the HHS We Can Do This campaign. It's a COVID-19 booster initiative. And we're working on integrated campaign messaging as well as 2 vaccine clinics in 2 states. Next slide. And we also have a media footprint. So going off of our global reach, we're in the Filipino press, we're in trade, we're in social, and we also have local and national level media footprints.
All right, so I'm going to be walking through some current sample projects for Tayo Fellows that some of us have. So even though I was onboarded just a few weeks ago, earlier in July, I've been given a lot of these cool opportunities to work on. So mostly I've been working on a lot of these research things. You can see the Asian American Disinformation Report. I helped research, I helped Mark with that mainly, and also RightsCon. I've been researching, watching some older videos that they've had just to be back in the loop. And finally, our community engagement tracker. I've been doing research for that, as well as the HHS TikTok campaign, which we'll talk about in a bit, but we've mentioned it before, and it's something that's very vital to the work that the fellows are doing, as like we tend to be on the younger side. And so it's definitely more of our niche. Finally, we have our misinformation tracking. This is a Junkipedia service where you can find on various social media platforms things that look a little bit sketchy and report them to the Junkipedia page, and they can from there be checked and verified for truthfulness. So yeah, our next slide, I'm going to be showing you some of the digital content that I've been personally working on. I've curated these 2 videos so far. So basically, the first one was based off of a HHS Office of the US Surgeon General toolkit. And so it's directly pulled from that. And this one about the Junkipedia we've been doing. And so yeah, you can hit the first one. Yeah, short, straight to the point, and then we can play this one next. Okay, so if you're not a member of Gen Z, I don't expect you to completely understand that, but I feel like the message hopefully comes across. And I like showing these 2 next to each other in that order because I feel like they definitely follow from each other. Like this one is how to spot the misinformation. This one is what do you do if you see misinformation on your TikTok while you're scrolling. So that's what we've been working on so far. Our planned reach is around 125,000 views. Very ambitious, but it's definitely doable. And I think that hopefully with more videos like this, and the whole team is working on them, we should definitely be able to get to that. And finally, our target audience is younger people, so younger millennials through Gen Z and younger for the TikTok campaign. And finally, I'm going to introduce some of our key research highlights. So let me just pull up my notes here. So we have the latest disinformation actors and strategies. This is mainly work with Philippine elections and politics. We have trolls, live streamers, and political teams mainly being the source of a lot of misinformation happening in recent memory. A lot of it has shifted since Duterte. Marcos has employed more of live streaming as his main base of spreading misinformation, while Duterte was more about Facebook. Live streaming is very nefarious because it's very hard to check in real time while it's happening. And so that's why it's a very clever mode of doing this. And it's very scary because you have these channels with 1.2 million subscribers, and you can easily make 10K per month in US dollars by doing this kind of work. So there's a financial incentive, there's a lot of viewership, and it's pretty scary. So we'll go on to the next part of this. The legislature is pretty slow to adapt. There's a tension between the desire for press freedom and the desire for mass factual information. So how do we balance these two is a huge question in Philippine politics and in the political sphere in general. But we have some hope via public and private incentives. So basically, there's the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism gives an array of awards for communicators and journalists, encouraging excellence in their reporting. And furthermore, you have awards like the Citibank Pan Asia Journalism Awards, the KBP Golden Dove Awards, and the Anvil Awards, which also encourage similar things. So, you know, the hope is that in the country, when people are striving towards more excellent and more sincere journalism, that can kind of counter a lot of the negative that's going on in the sphere. But obviously, we have a lot of work ahead of us if we want a more transparent Philippines. Next slide.
So I'm also working with Lorenzo on several projects, and also the HHS We Can Do This campaign. It's really an exciting project that we're working on across all the fellows. We have the 2 vaccine clinics, so that's our main projects this summer. But with Lorenzo, we're working on compiling and finalizing a contacts list from FYLPRO's past boards. And after we finalize them, we're going to be importing them into our Network for Good customer relationship management database. And after we finalize this list, we also have this other initiative. We want to find other contacts in other states that are not represented in our contacts list, just to build more connections with community programs and other organizations that are outside of our sphere, just to have more connections with the Filipino community across the US. And after we develop this plan, we will then have an outreach strategy so that we can communicate effectively with existing and new contacts in our database. And as Lorenzo showed us the examples of our TikToks, we're doing the HHS We Can Do This campaign. So several of us fellows are working together on this COVID-19 booster vaccination campaign sponsored by the HHS. And our goal is to produce and disseminate 10 TikTok videos. And we're going to be encouraging those to get vaccines and boosters just in time for the back to school season. So with our TikTok reels, that will primarily target the Gen Z population. So these are going to be college students, high school students, K through 12. And then we also want to expand to other social media platforms like Instagram Reels that will have a lot more reach to parents and also students itself. And we can even post the Instagram Reels to Facebook Reels. So this will result in higher engagement and higher viewership across different channels. So in addition to us posting it on our own social media platforms, we want to partner with organizations so that they can reshare this content and really promote vaccines and boosters just for the rest of this year. So we can just really move on from the COVID-19 pandemic. And again, our goal is just to encourage the Filipino community here. And our goal is to finish this by September 15th. And we're really grateful to the HHS for this funding. Next slide. And looking ahead, we have 3 major programs we're focusing on. We have the Achieving Whole Health program for Filipino communities. So Tayo is a participant of the NNED Learn, and our team will be implementing the National Asian American Pacific Islander Mental Health Association Achieving Whole Health program for Filipino communities in the US. We also have the National Report for Amplifying Health Needs of Filipino Americans, and we're working with multiple Filipino survey organizations and institutions, and we'll be analyzing existing data sets and publishing a report that will amplify the various needs of Filipino American communities. And we also have our misinformation work, so contributing to misinformation with the National Coalition of Asian Pacific Americans. So we'll be working with NCAPA, and we'll utilize Junkipedia misinformation tracking software to collect, track, and analyze and respond to mis and disinformation spreading online.
All right, so here we have a lot of our collaborative partners. It's really cool. I think that Tayo is definitely a handful of years old, yet we have all of these partnerships already. We're definitely on the come up. These are, it's very cool to see this. And if you're in the room and you're part of one of these, shout out to you and thank you. And yeah, next slide.
And like Lorenzo said, we have a lot of supporters over since the inception of Tayo in October 2020. We have thank you so much to our funders. Thank you so much to the Tayo team, and thank you so much to the overall FYLPRO team for supporting Tayo these past 2 years.
So these are some things coming up. These are all open to everyone, including our Zooms. So you can hop on our weekly COVID-19 task force Zoom, which is every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So there's these.
No, not that really.
So we have these QR codes that you can scan if you'd like to. We have a vaccine survey that please sign up for that because we would like as much research from the Philippine community as possible to represent this data set. And finally, we have the launch of our Asian American Disinfo table happening this August 4th at 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if anyone would like to scan these QR codes, you can do that for a second.
We'll
But
put this screenshot in our Facebook chat and we'll
Perfect.
perfect, yeah. Right, maraming
Maraming
salamat.
salamat.
Thank you. For Lorenzo.
We have a rap, I think, right? But it's like still currently being workshopped at the moment. We have like a theme song.
Yes, it's in the works.
So everyone's start practicing.
For
We're gonna
karaoke?
do rappers. And then Rosie will move on.
But anyone can join us.
Yeah.
These,
Yeah, there's a lot of us time people around.
So I'll say something. I'm not speaking on behalf of this department, but.
We're speaking on my.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess like a fan, I want to say that because I've been around, I don't know which.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay,
stand
that's
next
it
to
there.
you. But coming here today was a privilege. And the reason I'm not speaking on behalf of the department, because it's a personal privilege as well as a professional one, to have witnessed the growth of this organization. And Eric said from the beginning, I didn't realize it's been 10 years, but it's been 10 wonderful years. And now to see where you are anchoring, I didn't know you were doing the work with the Surgeon General's office. And I'm also working with the Surgeon General's office now. So part of my inspiration from this is offering an invitation for you to work with my office of Minority Health. So that, yeah. It's kind of like off the cuff, so I don't know who's recording or not, so just edit all that part. But it is authentic and genuine that I don't know if it works best for you to do something in the immediate or no later than October, but to help elevate and amplify the message. My one question is whether or not you're able to do the TikToks in language so that we're not just limiting the reach to people who speak English.
Yeah.
And would be willing to help you in that. regard.
I think across this room, we have different Filipino, I can do Tagalog and Bisaya, and everyone else.
So that's what I wanted to share. And however it's relevant or any way that I can be helpful, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Can we give a quick show of hands of our title for stand up or stands?
No, that's a- Oh, yeah, too comfortable, Brian.
Awesome. Get to
Yes.
know these people. This is the next gen. These are our Filipino youth leaders. Truly in action. It continues. Fine friends.
So much.
Have any more questions? Because